Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Thompson, along with the USATT High Performance Director, Sean O'Neill. We're here today to begin the process of preparing for the 2021 U.S. National Table Tennis Championships. And by doing that, we're going to have a little bit of podcast on a weekly basis, Sean. We're going to try to answer some of the frequently asked questions. And we've got a couple online already. We might just start talking a little bit about the fact that the U.S. Nationals is set. It's the first time we're going to have a big tournament in a long time. It's going to be July 4th through July 9th at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. I know that you're very excited about it. Everybody at USATT is as well. We're looking forward to a great event.
Yeah, we have an opportunity from so many different angles for players to get back into the swing of things. At the Nationals, we will be, for players that win their age division, starting at 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19, they will all qualify for the 2021 national team in the first position. So any of the national champions in their age division will be placed number one on the team. In addition, prior to the Nationals, we will have 2 junior tryouts, one in Westchester, one in ICC for the different age groups for positions 2 through 8, as well as we'll have our national men's and women's tryout for the 2021 team as well. And that'll be at the end of May in Fort Worth.
Yeah, Sean, of course, we're still kind of in the pandemic right now. Hopefully we're going to be coming out. I've had my first shot for the vaccine, so I'm feeling at least halfway good right at the moment. Hopefully everybody will be feeling good when we get to Las Vegas in July. Obviously, you don't want to make COVID an excuse, but it is a reality. There's certain elements that we're going to have to put in place for the 2021 U.S. Nationals that we've never done before, one of which involves the spectators or lack thereof. We're not going to be permitted to have spectators inside the building. I know that it's a little bit disappointing from that perspective. We kind of feel like this is a one-time shot, though. It's not something that's going to be a permanent change to the big events that USATT runs. But at least for this one in July right now, we are intending to have no spectators. It's going to be participants only inside the building, with a couple of exceptions. One of those exceptions, obviously, for a minor aged athlete, a participant in the event, they are going to be permitted to have one parent with them enter into the venue and be there while they're playing. That parent is permitted to coach their child. And also they're permitted to have a USATT certified coach who is on the USATT registry with them. So the minor age kids get a parent and a coach that's on the USATT registry. For an adult participant, they are permitted to bring their coach in as well, provided that that coach is on the USATT certified coach registry.
And that parent can just be kind of the dealing with 2 roles. They could be the coach and the parent at the same time. That doesn't exclude them if they haven't gone through any of the coaching licensing or certification.
Yeah, and along those lines, obviously, it's going to be the control of traffic in and out of the buildings will be very important. And we are asking at this point, and we're going to design systems that are in place to limit the amount of time prior to your match coming into the event. Usually what we're going to try to do is have you 15 minutes before the event. We'll talk in future podcasts about something that we're planning to have practice times, either in the morning or later in the day, so that people can get to Las Vegas, can practice, can be ready, but actually at the time that the events themselves are going on, to control the amount of time that you're inside the venue prior to the event. And then we're going to ask that once you're completed with your event, that you leave the venue as well, unless you have something scheduled immediately thereafter.
Yeah, so I think basically making sure that you stay on time with that schedule so that when your match is complete, you can move out in an orderly process so the next set of players can come in floating around from table to watch friends or to jump on for extra practice. Unfortunately, this year it's going to be discouraged so that we can really keep the social distancing and keep everyone at a safe distance from each other.
Yeah, the health and well-being of everybody at the event. We want to have a fun time. We want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to play. And along those lines, people who have looked at the prospectus thus far, which is already out. It's on Omnipong, it's on USATT's website. Looked at the prospectus, realized that it is a single elimination event. There are no doubles events, there's no team events, and there are 48 events listed on the prospectus, each of which is a single elimination event. However, Sean, we want to make sure everybody gets plenty of table tennis if you're coming out to Las Vegas. For that reason, it's not only single elimination. There are consolation events that are going to be played as well, which we believe will give people enough opportunity to play while they're out there. Two elements. One is the consolation events, but also the way that the schedule is set up tries to give people the opportunity to play in as many events as they are eligible for.
Yeah, so I mean, if you are playing in the preliminaries, which is for players who did not qualify either through the state or regional competition, and you lose in the preliminaries, you will get a chance to go straight into the consolation event. So guaranteed to play 2 matches, which is half of a round robin. If you win your next match, you've got your 3 matches like you'd have seen in a round robin event. But the challenge is with the round robin events, generally they take up so much table time. And again, we're dealing with the social distancing issues where we'd have to have so many chairs to put 4 people onto a table. 2 would be playing, eating up a lot of time. So with a slightly smaller hall, again, we're just trying to be as smart as we can to get players in, get their matches done, and then move them along in the direction of the single elimination.
Yeah, people are used to coming out to the events in Las Vegas, and it's a big hall, and there's 100 tables, and we hope to get back to that type of presentation in the not too distant future. Maybe even by the 2021 U.S. Open, everybody will feel comfortable enough that we can go back to that style of an event. This is going to be a little bit smaller. The footprint right now, as we have it out there, is about 45 to 50 tables that we anticipate having. So there's less space, there's less opportunity to run something like a round robin. But the single elimination with consolation, we believe, will give people an opportunity to play as many matches as possible. I've already noted that we're also going to do as much as we can to open the venue to practice play. As long as the control of the flow of people is well controlled, then we should be okay, so that you get to play a lot while you're in Las Vegas. I know people are itching to get back to competitive table tennis, and we want to do all that we can to make sure that they get that opportunity. Along those lines, Sean, if the participants have looked at the prospectus and have kind of followed what's going on at USATT, it should be clear by now that in order to play in the big events, to play in the what we would call the national events, US Nationals, US Open, and the other big events related around the national team, you do have to be a USATT Pro member, the $75 a year membership, to play in those events. If you go to Omnipong right now, it kind of gives you the option to go either way. Pick the $25 basic membership or the $75 Pro membership. We do want to make sure that everyone is clear that you do have to be a pro member. Some people, and we'll talk in a moment, but a lot of people have already registered for the event. We're pretty excited about that. And some people have opted for the 25, which makes a lot of sense. Actually, I mean, I'd probably do the same thing, but we want to make sure that you do have to be a pro member. And those of you who have already registered, paid the $25 basic membership, all you have to do is contact us at the office and we can upgrade you to the 75 to make sure that you're properly registered for the event.
Yeah, and jumping back to the consolation, let's say in the preliminaries, there are possibly going to be a couple rounds in order to move through it. Anytime you lose within the prelims, let's say you win your first round in the prelims and you're in your second one, then you lose that one, you will still be eligible to enter the consolation. So you have an opportunity to actually play a number of matches before the main draw, but once you are in the main draw, it's all force forward. There's no consolation from the main draw. So again, a lot of players will have qualified directly through the state or through their regionals. There's still regionals to be played. So hopefully you'll get a chance to save an entry fee. If you qualify, you don't pay an entry for that particular event in Las Vegas. So, I mean, we're looking forward to a small footprint, really kind of stealth. We go in, we do our thing, and everyone comes home safe and healthy. And then we look forward to our big events coming up, whether team tryouts or US Open, a lot of things on the horizon coming forward.
Yeah, obviously there are probably a lot of questions that people have out there as well, Sean. And I think that's the purpose of what you and I are going to try to do over the next 12 weeks or whatever before this event. Again, it's July 4th through July 9th at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. If you look on the website for USATT, you can see the link for the hotel there. What's great about Mandalay Bay, I'll say, first of all, working with them has been a gem. They've been absolutely great to work with in every way, shape, very patient with us through this COVID pandemic. So we're excited to be going to Mandalay Bay. The hotel itself is directly connected with the convention center venue. So I know people in Las Vegas in the summertime, the last thing you want to do is be walking outside, or maybe, I don't know, depends on the individual, I suppose, but you can walk directly from the hotel into the venue, which is actually a pretty nice feature there. It's a beautiful venue. It's, the whole theme is kind of the ocean and water. There's a lot of swimming pools associated with Mandalay Bay. So we're pretty excited to be there this summer in the 2021 U.S. Nationals.
And one final point on my side for this week is that we will have the Hall of Fame dinner. It'll be Thursday night from 7 to 9. If you're interested, you can reach out to me directly. My email address is just sean.o'neill@usatt.org, or you can enter directly on the entry blank. So we're looking forward to honoring some great champions who've waited a year since we had to take a little bit of a postponement for the last Hall of Fame dinner. But we're really looking forward to having a chance to see everyone again.
Yeah, that's a really good point about the contact information. My email is very easy. It's just mark.thompson@usatt.org. What we're looking for are your questions. There is a frequently asked question document on OmniPong and the USATT website right now, but we think sometimes it's better just to have the communication. As a matter of fact, if 1 or 2 or 10 of you had a question that you wanted to actually pose directly to us, we could bring you into the call with us and have an opportunity to have a chat over whatever question you had. I know there's a lot of questions about flooring elements. I've talked about this practice element, which we do think is very important. One of the things that I'll go back to, and it's something Sean has said, I've tried to emphasize, is that, well, we want you to play as much table tennis as possible when you come to Las Vegas. We know you're itching to play competitive table tennis, but also just to get out there and get back into the flow of tournament play and just playing the sport at all. So we want to do as much as we can to make that available. We want to do it in a way that everybody feels that their health, their safety, their well-being is well protected.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to get your entry in early. That'll help us with the planning. As we see the numbers grow, we have some flexibility to be able to make some accommodations, but we're very eager, and we're very impressed so far at the number of people who have signed up.
Yeah, it's a great point, Sean. I think that, historically, this is my 4th year at USATT, and historically watching these events, people don't sign up till the very last. It seems like they didn't sign up till the last minute. This time it's a lot different. I'm going to suggest to people out there that you get your registration form in as quickly as possible, just simply because it is a smaller footprint. There may have to be a decision made at some point, depending on how many people do register, that we have to kind of limit the number of people. We may have to control the flow from that angle as well. So if you are coming to Las Vegas, don't hesitate. Do it right now. You've got the flat fee option. You've got the per event option as well there on the prospectus. If you do have questions, you can email us. But if you really have a question you would like us to discuss on the weekly podcast, we'd love that as well.
Super. Well, thank you so much. Looking forward to next week.
All right. Thank you, Sean O'Neill, the High Performance Director of USATT. I'm Mark Thompson. Have a great week, everybody. For USATT, this is the 2021 U.S. Nationals podcast.
Thanks.